Welcome back to Mr. Red Dragon, and we are now going to go through this one door. Not that one.
Turtle Jack. Yeah, it's just like a little celebration for, you know, starting school. I sent a message because he said he might be grocery shopping. You said, well, you told me because he said he might be grocery driving or to the grocery store. Yeah. Well, usually, like, my mom, I text her first, and then I call her because I don't know if she's eating or not. Like, I call my mom a lot, but it's just, like, because, like, I know, like, sometimes I do know when she's, like, I can call her, but sometimes, like, maybe, like, next Saturday I might call her because she might be out with Anna. Like, I mean, text her first because she might be out with Anna. But, like, my mom, I hate like that. Or if she's at work, I'll text her if there's something wrong. I don't call her, I just go, yeah, like, yeah, you know. Oh, yeah, like, oh yeah, like he likes to like ask like the quality of it, and I always say like because it is good, like they have been very friendly. They come in good shape, like and they're wrapped very well. Like there was like tons of like it's called bubble wrapper at it. They're like tiny like well, some companies, you have to give them a review, like they want you to review. Or sometimes they'll give you a discount if you like give them a review. Well, I just started buying stuff and like online and like I'm still waiting for it. Yeah. Apparently they said like that like it might be released to the Chinese people. Well some of it comes from Russia, some of it comes from Europe. No, just like
Look at that stars.
It either comes from China, Japan, Russia, or no, I don't know. I've been watching like the news. Have you seen that Florida and Mexico the space is like so corrupted. And I feel bad that the people got hurt, but not only that, I feel bad that they have to pay medical bills because of this guy. No, like, when I'm talking about the streets, like, the streets have been obstructed for years. I know, but they should be, every country should be equal. I wish it was like that. You may disagree with this, but there's some countries that are a little bit better than Canada.
Yes, there is.
just a little bit better because
Right.
they have like some like their electricity is lower than us, or it is special. It is special. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I remember.
The thing that they should have though is like people shouldn't get in trouble for
Look at the guy.
like
Oh,
if
wow,
someone's
nice.
hurting you or you're in danger and you want to defend yourself. Like in Canada, I don't know if you're aware of this, but if your house is being robbed and you beat, sorry about my language, but if you beat the crap out of the robber, then like you won't get charged. And or if someone tries to hurt you, I don't want to get into it too much, but if someone tries to hurt you, or like threaten you, or like theft or anything bad, you know what I mean? You can't.
Nice.
I thought you told me. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Probably like actually like become sensitive for Canadian culture like Aboriginal people and Canadian culture, you know what I mean? There's strong stuff about it. Yeah,
Oh,
anything,
shit.
like just as long as it's a strong symbolism, people are like, yeah, that's Canadian, you know? What? Yes. Yes. But that wouldn't get you a really good mark. Teacher wants something new, she said. She wants like a little bit, she wants a little bit of color. I never
Oh,
done color. My teacher thinks Carly. Like, we don't call them by their last name, we call them by their middle name, and it's Carly. Like little Carly neighborhood. She's so nice. Oh yeah, that's so nice. She's like friendly and she doesn't feel like authority. She doesn't have that authority vibe to her. She has like that friendly, I'm here to help you, I'm here to make you achieve vibe. I have mean teachers that are like, I'm authority. And like, and then something bad happens, they're like, oh, I don't care, like, no. Oh, I don't know if I told you that, this religion teacher, and she took things a little too serious and a little too far. I do not like her. She's not friendly. I think teachers should be friendly, but not too friendly. Yeah. Oh yeah, you gotta be, but you can't be too. This teacher is like, she was in because I was in the hospital, and she gave us assignment that was something that you wouldn't do in the hospital, And what it was like, you had to record stuff you bought every day, and she was expecting us to buy stuff every day. And some people record and buy stuff every day. I'm not trying to be mean, but there was this kid, I'm not going to give too much detail, and the teacher got mad at me because he didn't buy stuff every day. She's like, well, for this assignment, I want to know everything you taught today, and if it's not filled in, you're going to get in trouble, and you're going to get a bad mark.
Not fucked up.
And, like, I felt bad because this poor kid, he, I don't know, but he was not, he was an immigrant, okay? And he had siblings, and he didn't, like, the teacher would get mad because he would take care of his siblings, and he would be late, and the teacher would get so mad at him. He got sent to the office because he was late every day. She was so mean to him. Oh, you like the skin? Oh, I'm sorry! You're so cute! Does Papa find it boring? With Curly? No, you probably feel like if you're watching it with him right now, he'd probably be like, Bobby! This is boring! I still love it when he would go, Bobby! Papa, I feel like it when he would say your name was kind of in a cheeky way. He'd be like, Bobby! So cute. It was so cute when he did that. Even Jesse thinks it's adorable, even though he's like, that's so adorable. Papa said your grandma like name you like that. Okay. I will. Alright. Bye. I love you. Bye.
What's she saying?
It's so cute when she interprets Papa.
Yeah.
Bobby!
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 Nah, Bobby.
No, like, apparently she was telling me on the phone he wouldn't just say that, like, if he was upset. Like, you know how, like, they don't have phones
Yeah.
Like they didn't have them. So like my girl was saying they went to like IKEA or shopping or something, and
Yeah.
girl or Papa's like in the store. He's like, Bobby, where are you?
That's funny.
Bobby, come here.
That's hilarious.
She said it in the same, like, you know what tone of voice is, right?
Yeah.
She said the same tone of voice was so cute. And then she was so cute because she's like, when the curling comes on, I'm changing the channel because it's so boring.
Oh, when they watch the Olympics and stuff?
I was like, I bet Papa didn't like it either. She's like, yup.
Oh, shit.
I hate how my granny, like, I can't call my granny that much.
Yeah.
Because apparently she's scared.
You get scared. What?
Yeah, Granny Lori.
Yeah.
Apparently my mom says Granny Lori is like, has like Spanish ancestry. And that's why I have to say it.
On.
That's why she's scared. Granny Lori, not Grandma Joy, Granny Lori.
Yeah.
Is that interesting?
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why she has wavy. My mom has wavy hair. Because Spanish people have wavy hair. Or loose curl. And then I get the tight curl from my grandma's side of the family.
Yeah.
And then I get the coarse, like African type of hair from my Papa Jory that passed away.
Yeah.
And well, I guess I also get the balding from my Papa. And apparently his side of the family doesn't bald.
That's good.
So if we have a son.
No, we're not having a son, we're having a daughter.
Do you know how hard it is to have a daughter?
It's 50-50, dumbass.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. I told you the statistics the other day. It's like 101 to 100. It's fucking even. Like,
Okay, then. Well, that we do kind of have to have a little bit of both.
we need both for one.
Like genders to reproduce.
You know?
Sadly, with that, I'm not trying to, even though I'm LGBT, but sadly, because of LGBT increasing and all of these weird, I call it weird because, to be honest, back then, it used to just be two genders.
That's all there is still. Trans don't... Like, trans don't count just because it's a transition. It's... Like, I find it funny when they count it as a gender, and it's like, no, it's a transition.
Let me explain in a psychological way. Back then, everyone only identified as male or female, okay?
Okay, let's not discuss this. Where the fuck did Dragon go?
People identifying, not, they're identifying, which is not, is a little weird, okay?
You know I have the headphones on, right?
Huh?
I have the headphones on.
Okay.
So if people watch my video, you might offend them.
But I do applaud, this is my positive thing about LGBT, but I do applaud people who are LGBTQ that adopt. I do applaud that People do.
Well, here's what I think they should do. Okay, they should only adopt people that are orphans and people that, like, you know, like with abusive family relationships. What they should do is try to help the families out instead of foster care and stuff, and like maybe have like a family health counselor come in like every week or so, or every 2 days, so that way, you know, CAS is actually going to be useful instead of a useless piece of shit. Yeah, you CAS, if you're watching my videos, go fuck yourself. Fucking pieces of shit. Fucking CAS ruined my fucking life. They can go fucking kill themselves. I mean it. I don't give a fuck. Especially Halton CAS. I hope somebody, I don't care if it's like a parent or whatnot, goes down and blows that fucking building up.
Why was Halton worse than Hamilton?
No, it's still, I wasn't in Hamilton CAS. Like,
I know, but why is Halton worse?
No, I'm saying that's the one that took me in.
Okay. But you're saying Halton?
Yeah, because they ruined my fucking life. I want them to punish. I want them to fucking suffer for the damage they done to me. I don't give a fucking shit about them. I don't care about their lives. I hope their children's fucking die before their eyes so they can see the suffering that they have done. You know, I hope that, you know, like their children get raped and see how it feels. No, I don't fucking care, because they need to know what it feels like having their kid in a system that is so fucking garbage. They won't learn until they have it witnessed themselves. Obviously, there's been case. No, by foster parents. You know, foster care is not fucking pretty, and I hope they all fucking suffer. Every last fucking foster parent and every last social worker deserves to be punished. They all need to punish. I don't give a fuck. YouTube, if you're listening to me, you need to understand the pain that I have perished because of those fuckers. And I hope every last one of them gets punished hard. Everybody they love, I hope gets taken away from them. Everything they stood for, I hope they lose it all. I hope they fucking die by cancer or long-lasting death. Fuck you, CAS, and the damage you did to us foster kids. I will never hold a weapon to you. I will never try to attempt to hurt you guys, but what you did to me and the families out there can never be changed. CAS is fucking garbage. You hear me? If any of you parents out there think that CAS is a good choice, you need to fucking grab a knife and slit your damn throat. I had enough of fucking parents being like, oh, CAS is good. Every social worker needs to fucking smash their head into a wall. No, it's because CAS wants the money, and you know what's funny is they use it so much for vacations. Like, my worker, I fucking shit you not, had more vacations within the last, like, 3 to 4 months than... Oh, they had like a vacation like every month.
Oh my gosh, I haven't had a vacation for like years.
What are you talking about? You had summer vacation, doofus.
Well, summer vacation, but like what do you mean vacation? You mean like going somewhere or having time off?
Like going somewhere, having time off, both. Like, they are disgusting.
Wow, that's sad.
Like, I really fucking despise them. And, you know, like...
Those kids should go
Yeah.
Those kids, like, some of those kids, or a lot of those kids, I should say, like, a lot of those kids probably been through a lot.
They've been, yeah.
They could have lost their mom, dad.
Well, not just that, but like when I was in care, like, you know, like a lot of these foster kids were abused. You know, there was a lot of favoritism going on. And as much as they try to deny that, like, oh, there was no favoritism, it's like there was. And it was not just, you know, like, oh, it's favoritism because of this. No, there was sexism. There was this one fucking girl that was in foster care that got treated better, even though she did way worse stuff than anyone in the whole household. You know, she would fucking go around like fucking smashing shit all over the place. A fucking foster parent treated her like gold because she was a girl. But if me and my foster brother made one fucking peep, that's why feminism is fucking cancer. And every feminist needs to fucking choke on a popsicle stick. Fuck you, feminism. Oh my god, like fucking, we are female, we want rights. Yeah, the only rights you should have is the rights to stay the fuck away from us. You need to fucking get your own fucking island, you fucking creeps. Fuck. It makes me too angry thinking about it. Oh, everyone's too angry with us. I wonder why. Maybe if you didn't make stupid fucking decisions. Like, a lot of social workers are feminists, and look at the system. They can't do good shit. Real women can do a better job because they don't need feminism. They take it upon themselves to prove that people can do better.
What is a good woman in your opinion?
A good woman is somebody who betters themselves for themselves, not somebody who relies on a movement or anything. People who rely on movements and stuff are problems because it just says, you know, it shows that, like, one, they can't even help themselves. Two, they can't even think for themselves. And three, they want everything to be given to them because, oh, I can't do it on my own, therefore I need help. And then they'll claim, oh, but I'm independent, while being a part of a fucking movement, which is fucking hypocritical, because that's fucking idiotic.
I have a question.
What?
Okay. I'm gonna ask you a specific question, don't get angry.
Okay.
But what would be an inspiring woman to you, or an empowering woman to you?
Empowering? Like I said, somebody who actually is willing to put in effort, and someone to actually, you know, make a difference for themselves. Not so, you know, like, if they see an opportunity, they go for it. If they want something, they go for it. If they...
Can you give them more specific?
Okay, let's say, for instance, right? They want to, you know, they want to be, let's say, an inspiring artist, okay? Let's say something like that. Instead of having people or asking people for commissions and harassing them, they say, hey, what do you think of my art? What can I improve? And if so, you know, they want to make it sure that everything's, you know, like they have skills instead of making things like that's bullshit, you know? Like, I fucking hate it when people are like, oh, you need to support these people because they're such, you know? Like, I don't give a fuck if you're a woman. I don't care if you're a man. If you want to be respected, you need to show yourself that you are respectable. You cannot rely on a movement because movements make you look worse. They take everything you stand for when you say that you're an independent person, they shove it down the toilet. You know?
I know you don't like movements and stuff, but I know you don't like movements and stuff, but what would you find, how can I put this in, okay, well, I'll ask this for a man too. a man and a woman to be equal. But for someone for a woman to make you feel okay, so how am I gonna put this? Okay, so like what would you find inspiring or powerful that like a woman would do for the community? Or Hamilton or Canada or you know.
It doesn't matter. If they're good for themselves, that means that they're good for a community. If they can't stand on their own 2 feet without expectations, then they cannot be good for the community. It goes for all genders, regardless. You know, the whole argument of man versus woman, it's this whole argument of...
Okay, so how could a person...
Yeah.
How could a person...
Yeah.
make our community where we live better? And it put in a specific way. I'll give you an example. Like, how could they help poverty? How could they help
You're asking...
make things like more art opportunities? Like what would make things, how would they make things inspiring and make you happy?
See, the thing is, it's one of those things where it's like, in order for me to be happy, I have to be able to find opportunities myself. I can't expect things because that's a problem, you know? In order for people to be inspirational, like community-wise, you know, you can't really expect it because then it's not... It just feels, you know, kind of out of place. When you find an opportunity or you seek an opportunity out, it makes you feel so much better because no longer is that opportunity like being wasted, you know? You have this opportunity that makes you feel amazing because it's like, you know what? I did this for myself. You know, if you want to help, let's say, parents and with you know, their kids, you know, maybe help make a parenting guide if you want, you know, but like don't have expectations that everyone's going to be there for you, because you know what, no one's going to be there for you. In fact, the reason why equality will never exist is because of so many reasons that a lot of people cannot provide. And a lot of reasons that is really funny too, because one, you know, like a lot of the problems is when you have equality, right, that means everyone's on the same playing field, which means everyone has to follow the same rules, has to follow the same level. But there's a huge problem because people have biases. People play favoritisms. They rather provide for the people they care about first and before providing for people they don't know. And that is the truth. If you can't provide for people you don't know, then who is going to, you know, like, think about it. If somebody's going to provide for people they know, they'll do that. But with this whole expectations, you know, like, oh, I'm a man, therefore I should be getting the better job, or I'm a woman, pay me this, you know, like, the thing is, equality cannot exist because of all this stupid shit. Like, the thing is, what you should be paid for is how much effort you put in. If you're gonna put in next to no effort, then you deserve the minimum wage. And let's be fair, a lot of, I hate to say it, but a lot of the feminists, they rather put more effort into having fair wages, but put in next to no effort, unfortunately. And it puts a reputation on females who actually do put effort in. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, why am I being put in the same category as these people that are, you know, not helpful for anything, and now I have to suffer? being in the same category because these people are complete fucks. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the problem, is people have all these expectations, but like at the same time, when you have bias, favoritism, you know, different people putting in different efforts, there stems no equality, because it's like they're trying to look for the best of the best, not somebody who's just going to be there to get a paycheck. And unfortunately, that's how a lot of people are doing it now, because they see opportunities. They're like, oh, this is going to give me the biggest paycheck, therefore I want this position. If I don't get this position, then I'm going to call that person sexist because they're not going to give me that position. I'm going to call this person racist because I'm not getting the position I want because I'm a person of color or a person of, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, you deserve that position, like a higher position, if you actually put in like the effort. If you know, and like a lot of these people will be like, oh yeah, I put in effort all the time, and it's like a lot of people that boast about their effort are the ones who put no effort. So if you're boasting about how much effort you put in, you're probably the one that's fucking sitting there lazily doing fuck all, as people who are, you know, doing shit are probably doing your job because you're there being like, oh, I want to talk to my friend instead in the shoe aisle because I think that's more important right now. And then, you know, like all these people that go out clubbing, it's like, oh, I don't like this job. It's like, yeah, well, like, or like those people who like, oh, I prefer to go to parties and shit. You know, it's like, bless you.
Job? That sounds fun.
No, like, well, there's DJs and stuff. You know, and the thing is, like, a lot of people don't realize that, like, you know, you should be able to acknowledge effort before you try to attempt a job. You know, like, if I were to go to a job, I need to realize how much effort I need to put in before I go. I need to say to myself, do I deserve this job? And if so, how much effort is required and how much more effort do I need to add on? Because they're not going to look for the people that are going to do next to nothing. And unfortunately, that's why a lot of good jobs are not doing so well, because a lot of the people are stuck in this circle of people just manipulating, and it really sucks, you know. It's like everyone that's putting in hard work, effort, you know, and then like there's also the people who are claiming mental illness, and they're the people that are not doing, you know, like they don't really have a mental illness at all. Like, you know, they're like, oh, I'm mentally ill, but yet they're the ones that are fucking capable of doing shit. Like, you know, like, you have schizophrenia.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, unlike, you know, a lot of things, you actually put in more effort than a lot of people, but, like, you still struggle because, you know, like, in your mind, you're like, I don't want to freak out on the next person. You know, like, you have that fear because it's like...
Or I have the fear that I'm going to be possessed.
Well, not possessed.
But people see it as hallucinations, but in my head...
Yeah, well, I mean, like...
I see it as real.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, that's why you just say as, like, you know... But, like, at the same time, you need to acknowledge that it might not be possession, that it's probably just, you know, like...
But my brain thinking...
Yeah, but you need... But, like...
And people say, well, you're not possessed, and then... Like, they keep convincing me, and then I do get possessed, and I don't like it.
But,
or
like...
sometimes I think I also have neurological problems, because I space out. I can't control spacing out.
Yeah, no.
And it's scary because there's been times where I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
I
And
actually have gotten lost, like, like when I was younger, like when I was living with my parents, I got lost once because I felt out of it.
yeah. Like, I know for some people, like, you know, it's like, you gotta acknowledge the problem before you can go to the problem. But at the same time, like, I think the problem I have with some people is when they abuse the system, and then when there's no problem with them, like, they'll be like, oh no, I have this problem instead. Like, and then they'll be like, oh, well, the internet told me. But, like, the thing is, like, doctors told you that you had these problems, but then, like, other people are telling you, like, no, no, no. And it's like, it's kind of funny because you're actually the one person who actually got diagnosed by a doctor, unlike people who are like, oh yeah, I read it on the internet.
Oh yeah, I've been diagnosed.
Yeah.
But the thing, I've been diagnosed with people are like, well, it's bipolar, well, it's schizophrenia.
Well, that's the...
Borderline personality, oh, it's autism, and then they say different things, and then, but,
Like, remember,
but the highest ranking person that I had in psychiatry I think the second or the highest ranking person in diagnosing was a psychiatrist, and
Yeah.
they're like, or a psychotherapist, I can't remember, and they're like, yes, you're schizophrenic.
yeah.
And the hospital I got many diagnoses from the psychiatrist saying,
Yeah.
yes, you're schizophrenic.
Well, what I find dumb too...
Social workers are like, oh no, it's not schizophrenic. But the high-ranking people are like, yes, she's schizophrenic.
Well, no, what I find dumb is, like, for people that are watching, what happened is the doctor diagnosed her with schizophrenia because she hears voices, she can smell things that are not there, which can be very unpleasant. And one of the... Well, let me explain. Can I explain?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what happened is, one of the doctors decided to take it upon themselves, and they weren't even a doctor, they were a social worker, which is even more pathetic. And they decided to try to deny that my girlfriend has these problems, which is why social workers are some of the dumbest people in fucking existence. Like, they are more... Like, I can't believe they breathe.
I bet there's good ones, but our city that we live in, they're very poor.
Yeah.
Their attitude and behavior and how they treat you is poor.
Oh,
to be honest.
Yeah, it is. But, like, it's kind of sad, too, because, like, what I find really bad, too, is, like, the people who are like, oh, this social worker is reliable. It's like, you know, social workers are just there to try to, quote-unquote, handle these problems. But when they try to tell you something that a doctor stated you had, you know, that just says that, like, we don't need social workers. For, you know, problems like that, we need people who actually know their jobs. And, like, this is where the argument comes into. A lot of people are hiring people for a diversity quota. You know, and I understand. But you know what? I say hire people of diversity that actually have the actual knowledge. Don't hire someone just because they fulfill your quota. If you hire someone that's inexperienced or somebody that
is rude and not compassionate,
and as well as, like, you know, like, that's the thing is, a lot of these people that are getting hired don't know what the fuck they're doing, and then it's like, oh, we need help. What's going to wind up happening is the people, because there's so much of these quote-unquote minorities that are being hired, they're not being taught, or they're not hiring the good minorities, which puts all the other bad, like, all the other minorities in a bad position. Because you know what? There are some amazing minorities that are way better than the majority of people. But they get fucked over because their groups are the ones that are being represented. You know, it's like the bad apple. Oh. You know what I mean? Whoa!
Or like, you know what I noticed? Like, about like, some places, they want people that look quote unquote perfect.
Well, not that. Well, that's depending on like certain things. Like if you're in modeling,
They want
yes.
these people that are like, no, like even like stores, okay?
Stores?
Stores.
I don't.
Stores, okay? Like retail stores. Or what else have I seen where I've seen these like Tumblr looking people, you know, no, like, you know those people that are just like, or like those high-ranking Instagrammers that have no pimples or
Tumblr people are like whales. I hate to say that.
no, but like there's, I don't know how to explain.
Okay,
You know
what you're...
those internet social
Okay, what you're...
media people that look flawless, you know.
Okay, well, there's... I think what you're talking about is different kind of stores, because not all stores do that. Probably retail stores that sell clothing and stuff, yeah, I can see, because they represent, you know, like, people, and they wear their clothing to kind of, you know, be like, this is the kind of clothes we have.
It's so funny, like, cause like the people match the stores, kind of, and it's like.
Well, that's the idea, is they want.
I find it awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would find it awesome, okay, if they had a store with someone. What's a good way to explain it? Like someone that looked a bit different, like they, like someone with like Down syndrome. Well, people with Down syndrome are awesome, okay? They're the sweetest people ever, okay? Like
Yeah.
I think more stores should hire people with that, okay?
Yes.
And you know, or like
Ooh.
people who don't, like, no offense to people like with Down syndrome, no offense, like people with Down syndrome are awesome, okay?
Yeah.
But I think that stores should, you know, have people that don't, like, that get, you know, not really, you know, accepted, like, you know. I want to have, you know, if I had my own store, I would hire people that are happy.
Well, here's what I would do if I was a boss. I would, like, I don't even have to own a store. If I was like somebody that was interviewing somebody, okay, here's the thing. What I would, if I was a boss in a store, okay, let's be real.
Yeah.
Things that I would expect out of people are, one, that they can cooperate well with others.
Cooperate.
You know, but if they're gonna, you know, be nasty, it's like, then I don't think it's right for, you know, people to work if you're gonna just be like nasty to each other, because it's like, you know what, like, that's not fair to anyone at all. You know, like, I get that, like, a lot of people, you know, they want to, like, show off and stuff, but, like, it's this matter of, like, you know, like, you need to also remember that a lot of people need to respect themselves before and stuff. But, like, if I were to, like I said, if I were to hire someone, okay, some of the expectations that I would have is, one, like, are they gonna be respectful?
Yeah.
Two, are they gonna be able to put in the effort to come in on time with no excuses? Are they gonna be able to help out and actually, you know, be able to, you know, provide support? Will they, you know, like, do they have flexible schedules if needed? You know, and two, like, I think one of the things too is what people need to understand is what are they going to be able to do and what are they not going to be able to, because like everyone does have limits, you know, but what I would also do is I would also want the honesty. If I ask them and I say, okay, what is it possible, like if I let's say I look at them and I say, is it possible for you to, like, what is it, like, let's say I were to look at them and I say, is it possible for you to maybe do this certain task? And if they have struggles with it, I just look at them and be like, all right, you know, if anything, what you can do is you can work with this person for a bit. You know, I would have a trial period to make sure that, like, one, they're going to be able to kind of have that period, because it's like they kind of need that kind of thing where it's like somebody can be there for them and say like, all right, you know, like, I understand that you can't do this certain thing, but maybe we can provide some support, and, you know, if possible, you know, like, if all things don't work well, you know, like, we can provide some kind of support, but like the thing is, like, I would also want to make sure, like, how fast of a learner are you? Are you quick at adapting and stuff? If not, we can always try different, like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to have flexibility in your workers. What can they do? What can they learn? You know what I mean? But I think the biggest problem is nobody wants to teach anyone anything, and they rely so heavily on, oh, did you learn this from school already? And it's like, that's not fair to anyone at all, because you're expecting them to already have knowledge that you should have been providing, because, you know, I hate, you know, if people that are working are listening to this and it's like, oh, this guy's full of shit, I need to say something. Everyone has a different way of working, okay? You know, everyone has, you know, this way of, like, you know, like, for instance, like they, okay, what is it, like, let's say you work, okay, you know, and I would look at the person and I'd say, all right, my expectation is that at least you have some idea of, like, the basics, you know, like, oh shit, that stunned me, that's Banshee. All right, but like the thing is, like, you know, like, sometimes some jobs have different ways of how to do things, you know what I mean? Like, what you might learn in school is might not be the way how they want you to do stuff. You know, like, there's been times where it's like, do you want this? And it's like, oh, like, when I was doing co-op, alright, this is a story I gotta tell. I was doing co-op, which is, you know, slave labor, because, you know, that they put me in a grocery store, you know, Freshco, fuck them.
They should have paid.
Yeah, they should, like, here's what I think.
I don't even know why
Now,
you
listen, sorry, you're talking too much, and I'm trying to tell something, sorry. Like, okay, so what happened was, in my school, we had co-op, and one of the biggest problems is the fact that in our school, they had expectations of us being like these kind of people that like knew. I don't know. It was so bad because it's like, are you kidding me? Like I couldn't believe it. Like, you know, like I went to fill up something, and I was doing it, you know, I was putting it nicely and not so like messy, because, you know, I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what, like people like to look at things that are nice, and if it's appealing, they'll tend to go for it. That was my thought process. Well, this motherfucker got pissed off at me because I was making it look nice, and he's like, no, all you have to do is dump it in. And I'm sitting there like, you know, like, what the fuck? Like, you know, why am I getting in so much shit for this? Yeah. Well, it was more the fact that, like, you know, it's like, I understand that, like, you know, bosses want it to be a certain way, but when you do things like that, it just makes people unmotivated, one, and two, it's just, it affects the way that people look at you, you know? Like, would I ever recommend working at that Freshco? Fuck no. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna say don't work at any Freshco. I mean, here's the thing. Some places are much more better, you know, and that's the truth. But when it comes to some places, you know, it shouldn't have to be this expectation of, you know, being rude to people. Well, it's the...
That's what makes the other employees.
Yeah.
You're gonna have someone that's bigger than you, and it's gonna make the other... Not that you were rude, I wasn't there back then, but...
Well, no, I'm just saying, like...
That's gonna affect people emotionally, because if the big guy's gonna be mean to the little guy, and the little guy has big impact on the company, just like the big guy.
Yeah. Well, like, one of the biggest problems, okay, like, I understand that, like, a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, you know, like, we should, you know, have everything, like, to this high degree, but it's like, you gotta also respect your audience, too, you know, you gotta respect your coworkers, you gotta respect, you know, people that are doing co-op, especially if they're in school. Like, I think that's the fucking grossest thing, where it's like, you know, like, oh, we're gonna have people do co-op, but we're gonna treat them like shit, but they don't even get paid to even be here. And then their excuse of, oh, well, you're getting paid with credits, it's like, that's fucking disgusting. I don't care how you look at it, that is fucking disgusting. Like, that's the kind of shit that, like, that's the kind of shit that, like, you know, people would say to, like, people they hate, you know? Oh, you don't deserve things like this because this, and this. You don't deserve to get paid because you're free labor, but we're paying you in school. And it's like, it shouldn't matter if you're being taught in school, like, because co-op does not equal the equivalence of school. In fact, what I think they should have done, which would have been better, is had people, like, from the work, you know, like, look at everyone, it's like, alright, yes, kill the priest. What? How the fuck did you turn to stone? What? Oh my god.